On that note, I want to talk about Google, which is really having a tough day. And the first thing that they did was incredibly twisted. And they already claimed that they didn't mean to do it, which I don't think at the core of Google. I'm not going to blame this on them. I don't think they meant to do it. But for a few hours or for a few days or for a few weeks, who knows how long it was lasting, if you searched Republican Party of California, in the ideology, like when you search on Google, the first thing that comes up is like a little summary and a preview of Wikipedia. And it said ideology, and at the beginning of the ideology, it said Nazi or Nazism. So it was like Nazism, free market, capitalism, like low taxes. So somebody added in Wikipedia Nazism to the Republican Party, which is totally not true for multiple reasons. One, I mean, obviously the Republican Party of California are not Nazis, but second of all, Nazi comes from National Socialism. They were socialists. Yes, they had some national right-wing elements, but they basically used socialism to gain power. And this is just a historical fact. They used socialist policies. They gave people things, equality, love, and free healthcare, education, radios, and motorcycles, and, gave people a bunch of stuff. Used that to influence power, did the exact same thing the Democratic Party's doing with the media, repeating a lie and taking control of all, entertainment things, and just Hitler on the radios, Hitler on the media. That's how they took over. So they did it through a lot of socialistic policies. They're not right-wing at all. They were more left-wing when it came to their actual legislature and, ideology of how they did it. Because, to be honest, left-wing is how you do it. If you go too far right, it turns into anarchy. No laws, no freedoms, no regulations, and a dictator will take over. So yes, if you go too far right, you're going to get a dictator, because anarchy, no offense, it's not going to work. Somebody's going to take control of that power vacuum. So if you go too far right, yeah, you're going to get a dictator. If you go too far left, you're going to get a dictator. Hitler, Stalin, Mao, all of these people, they took away guns. They, infiltrated with communist socialist ideology. So if you go too far left, I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, it's not utopia. It's not Bernie Sanders' playground. It's communism and it's dictators. So, the Nazis were very left-wing. And Google issued an apology on Twitter. They said they didn't know that happened because Wikipedia, you can actually change entries yourself. You can enter stuff. You can make Wikipedias and you can change it. But here's the thing, because I've done this with Wikipedia for a while. They don't approve everything. So somebody at Google had to approve it, whether they have an AI algorithm robot, who knows, maybe they have that, which is something we should talk about as well, because Facebook and Google, they're operating off artificial intelligence. So while you cry about tweets and your feelings hurt because of a joke on Twitter and you think that's the worst thing, there's literal robots taking over at big tech companies. So I don't know, just a call out to my brothers and sisters of all races and religions and genders. Just maybe we humans should unite a little bit and try to get together before artificial intelligent robots take over tech companies and destroy civilization. I don't know, just a thought. Like, maybe our feelings are not the biggest thing when we have literal artificial intelligence computers like making decisions for humanity. That's happening now. So what do you think is going to happen in 10, 15 years? Do you think your race is going to matter? Do you think the robots are going to care what skin color you have? Do you think that the Democrats are going to come save you because they called Donald Trump racist and they're going to save you, take away everybody's guns and then, the robots take over? And I'm not saying that's going to happen. I don't like to fearmonger, but this is something that should be a #1 topic every single day. People should be talking about artificial intelligence and 3D simulation and all of the crazy stuff that they're working on. The point where they're going to be able to mimic me to the point where you're not even going to know it's me or not. You know what I'm saying? So then you're talking about fake news now. Sorry to get on a little tangent, but it's important. You're talking about fake news now. You can't figure out the truth, even though Washington Post is telling you they're lying to you, and New York Times is basically telling you they're lying to you, and you could literally find video footage of people lying to you, and you guys still don't know the truth. Just wait for 5 years when you literally can't tell if that's Donald Trump or an AI simulation. And I'm not joking, guys. This is going to become a reality. So while you guys are swallowing up all these pills and don't know left from right, and I'm not saying everyone taking pills is bad. I know a lot of people take pills in the morning to be healthy and to be safe and to keep their stuff under condition. I'm not knocking that, but while we're so delusional, we have a huge, overprescription problem, and we're, oh my God, my feelings hurt so bad. There's literal artificial intelligence creeping into our lives, which is ultimately going to make it impossible to tell reality from fiction. So good luck with your feelings, and good luck with all these identity politics when that happens in 10 years. You're going to look incredibly foolish if we even exist. But anyway, on a more optimistic note, because I think everybody thinks it's going to be okay, Google and Wikipedia claim that, the Nazism got into the Republican Party. We don't know how that happened. Okay, it's not that easy to put something into Wikipedia, especially a big page like the Republican Party of California. For little pages that nobody really checks at all or nobody cares about, it's easier to get like a fake news sort of thing into Wikipedia. But overall, it's really not that easy to get it in. So somebody, whether it be an AI robot or actually a human being there who's probably a liberal, looked at it and said, hey, yeah, we're gonna put Nazism, we're gonna let that go there. So it's not, Google's totally kind of, I wouldn't say lying, but they're misreporting and definitely skewing it a little bit, saying, it's anybody can just go onto Wikipedia and put it up. It's totally not true. And that's why you even see, to be honest, people wonder, Anomaly, why don't you talk about the right more? Because this is what the left wing, the extremists on the left wing are doing. They're changing Wikipedia right before, let me remind you, right before the primary. The primary is, I believe, June 5 or June 6 in California, so go vote, please. This has actually inspired me to vote. I probably wasn't even going to vote, but now I'm like, okay, if they're going to take it to that level, that's disgusting. They're trying to equate the Republican Party with Nazis, and this is not the first time they've done that incorrectly. They've been doing it for a long time, but they actually put it into Wikipedia, or somebody did. So they took it down, they issued an apology, but I think it's really disgusting. And I also think it's really creepy and weird how they're already manipulating Wikipedia. Let's not even talk about the fact that they added Nazi incorrectly to Republican Party of California. They manipulate Wikipedia. Wikipedia is left-wing. I know you might be like, no way, Anomaly. What are you talking about? Wikipedia is not left-wing too. They are. I mean, look at some of their definitions that they themselves say are okay and they leave up for years. They skew everything. I mean, you go and try to look up who the Nazis were, they will even say that they're a right-wing ideology. They've changed even the dictionary. Dictionary.com is entering words like mansplaining and all these sort of like social justice terms that are, and that's a right-wing ideology. And it's like, no. Historically, it's been a left-wing ideology, or at best a mixture of left-wing and right-wing ideologies, but they will straight up say it's a right-wing ideology when it's not. Like, they're literally brainwashing the people in Wikipedia, in the schools, and even in the dictionary. Dictionary.com is literally lying. I don't know any other way to put it. So it's like, this is not just an off incident. It's kind of like the Roseanne thing, where Google will say, no, that was just a mistake, or no, that was racist. It's great when that stuff comes along, because then you could use that, focus on it on a year, and use it to justify all these things. And that's what they do with Trump and Roseanne. They wait for them to make a very stupid error, and I will say it's a very stupid mistake, a very hurtful, mean thing to say, and not, I don't think it was smart or appropriate at all to say, but they love when that stuff happens, because then they could use it for 5 years to get funding and tell people, look, everybody who feels like that is that type of person, and that's all racist. Come vote for us. I mean, it's their whole tactic. They have no policy. They have no structure to what they're doing. That's why if you ask anybody who thinks, Anomaly's so crazy, and I have a conversation, hey, what do you like? I don't know. I don't know anything. What do you like? Nobody. So what politician do you like? I don't know. Do you like the Democrats? Maybe. Like, what do? They don't like Trump. Okay, but like, what do they do though? I don't know. Like Planned Parenthood, like they don't know. Nobody knows. Nobody even knows, because they don't have a policy. All they do is literally spin people in circles. Race, religion, gender. Race, religion, gender. Race, religion, gender. Oh, Republicans are Nazis. Republicans are Nazis. Vote for me, even though the Nazis were more left wing. Republicans are Nazis. Oh, we got to vote for them. Meanwhile, they're like letting artificial intelligence take over their companies, and they're getting more and more technologically advanced. So please wake the F up. In the words of Samantha Bee, you feckless. No, I'm just kidding. All jokes aside, on that note, I want to go to the second story of the day with Google, because they've had quite an interesting day. Social justice warriors and activists closed down the street for a Google bus, a Google transport bus, which is transporting Google employees to, I guess, the Google facilities of some sort. They laid a bunch of Google scooters down, and I don't know if they used a bus, or they got a whole setup of like automobiles. I don't know exactly how they did it. You can read the story. But they blocked off a few Google transport buses, laid in the street, started freaking out, and they were basically trying to raise awareness to the fact that Google is destroying the lives of many native San Francisco, citizens, and also anybody that lives in the tech industry cities. And in San Francisco, very similar to Los Angeles, these are two of the biggest liberal cities in the world. I mean, this is just a fact. When you think of liberal, maybe you think of New York City. I mean, they're uber ultra liberal too. But you think of San Francisco and Los Angeles. And the irony of San Francisco and Los Angeles is they have one of the biggest homeless populations in the country, if not in the world. I mean, if you go to Skid Row, it is its own world of like homeless zombie utopia of crackheads, prostitutes, dope dealers. I mean, it's literally just blocks on blocks on blocks on blocks. It's the biggest homeless crisis, I believe, in the United States. It's absolutely insane. People come here from Europe and say, what in the world? Los Angeles, the home of Hollywood and, the music and entertainment, they would allow this in their city? The liberals, the righteous Trump-hating liberals, the people who say racism, sexism, we love poor people so much more than you, would allow this to happen in the city? So this is what the protest was about, because San Francisco is becoming unlivable. I mean, if you don't work for the tech company or you don't make $4,000, $5,000 a month, which is not easy, that's a lot of money, you can't live there. If you're just a native San Franciscoan, you're getting not only gentrified, they call it gentrification when people come and start living in other people's communities, but you're getting like tech gentrified, which means, not only are people moving to San Francisco because it's hip and cool, they're moving to San Francisco to work for tech companies where they're making like $100,000 a year. So rent has skyrocketed. And that doesn't even consider the fact that there's a lot of billionaires from China and probably other countries and the United States. They're coming into our cities like Los Angeles, and I'm not hating on it. I have love for Chinese people, but Chinese billionaires are coming into the city and buying up entire duplexes and apartment complexes and just like dozens of apartments and leaving them completely empty, not even renting them out. So the price of everything is skyrocketing for multiple reasons, and Google, among other tech companies, is one of the reasons. I mean, they have made San Francisco unlivable. I believe San Francisco is the most expensive city in the United States now. It has surpassed LA and I guess Honolulu. I don't know if that's up there. New York City. San Francisco is the cream of the crop. It's because of Google. So, I'm enjoying a little bit seeing that type of activism. I know they probably annoyed Google employees, but this is the liberal delusion, ladies and gentlemen. I say this not to blame liberals. I say stuff about conservatives. Sometimes people will get mad at me. But this is the liberal tech company delusion. I don't know what else you want to call it. I know it's not all liberals. It's not all left-leaning people. But they see themselves as these virtuous gods of society. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm a good guy. I love women more than you. I love Muslim people more than you. I love, they don't like white people and Christians, so they don't even pretend to. They hate white people and Christians. I'm just being honest. I'm not trying to be mean, or I don't pick sides, but like, liberals, tech liberals, they hate Christians and they hate white people. But they're like, I love women more than you. I love black people more than you. I love Latinos more than you. I love poor people more than you. But I hate poor white people because they're privileged. But I love poor. But they're actually one of the biggest perpetrators and culprits of destroying black and Latino and poor and innocent lives, because they're so delusional that they don't pay attention to anything, because they think their emotions and their feelings and their delusional social justice, as they let artificial intelligence take over their companies, they think that they're so virtuous that there's nothing that they could ever do wrong. But do they even look outside their cities? I mean, go walk around Skid Row. I drove past it yesterday. It's insane. It's absolutely disgusting and disturbing that a city could allow something so gross and so horrible for people. Why are there thousands of people living on the street? It's like a zombie land. And what are they doing about it? What are the liberals doing about it? They're doing stupid policies that not only don't help the people there, but make the problem worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. And San Francisco is a huge, view of that. They have an incredibly terrible homeless population too, but they also have skyrocketing prices. You can't be a bartender or a minimum wage worker or even like a $15 an hour, $16 an hour worker in San Francisco. You pay like $2,000 a month in San Francisco to live with roommates. Like, you're lucky if you can get a spot for $1,800 while living with roommates in San Francisco. It's a hard town, and it is largely because of the tech companies, because they employ so many people. Those people make so much money, which is great, but other people, like working class people and good people, who are maybe from San Francisco and didn't get the greatest job and didn't work for the tech companies, they can't even survive. So this is like liberal policies completely fail every time. And I want to say it's happening in Venezuela, it's happening in Brazil. Socialism and liberal, whatever they want to call it, virtuous social justice, I would call it socialism and communism when you look at it from a policy standpoint, which is delusionally not pay attention to how the economy works, delusionally not treat people right, and just throw a bunch of social programs at people. And I'm not saying to take the social programs away. I'm not saying to not give people money and give people resources. I'm not heartless. But when you do that, what liberals do in Los Angeles and in San Francisco is they make it ridiculously easy to get stuff. And I talked to somebody who had a bad run, and he was like, bro, it's too easy out here to get stuff. He was like, bro, I had to leave my house. He said, I got food stamps, I got 2 jobs, and a place to stay within 24 hours. He was like, dude, where I'm from in Atlanta and Georgia, it would take you months and you could still not do that. He was like, dude, they just throw money and opportunities at you. So, and I'm not saying to not do that, that's fine, but there's no motivation for people to do otherwise. They let them literally just live in the streets. And yeah, they might arrest people now and then, or like tell people, oh, you can't live there, move there, move there, move there. How is that going to make it better? It's making it worse. There's a huge homeless problem in Orange County. They have a bunch of homeless people living beside Angel Stadium, and then they, voted to put them all in hotels and then figure it out and go from there. I'm not saying I have the exact solution, but I'm willing to try to figure it out. It's not socialism, because what socialism does and what socialistic policies, and they could call it liberalism, they can call it progressivism, but at the core of what they're pushing is borderline socialism and borderline communism. And I take no joy in saying that. But they think that if they just take higher taxes, more taxes, so take money away from you, take money away from me, add a bunch of social programs, they think that it's going to level out the playing field, but it never, ever works out. It sounds great. Yeah, totally. Let's make everything equal. I love it. I don't want there to be homeless people. I don't want there to be inequality. But it always ends up in a dictator or communism, because when you steal a lot of money from hardworking people and you give it to the federal government, it never actually works. It never will. It doesn't matter if it's Bernie Sanders or Hillary Clinton or Venezuela or, Russia or, Brazil or... And all of these countries, someone told me that in Brazil, there's somebody that likes Trump and is like Trump that's probably going to win next election. In Italy, they have somebody like Trump. In all of these European countries, Brexit, there's a reason that Trump won, and there's a reason that other people won, because socialism and liberalism doesn't work. It works if you're a nice person. It works if you're like the tech companies and you're like, I love black people, I love Latino people, I love white people, I love everybody. That's great. I'm not saying to be mean. I don't agree with how, some conservatives and Republicans act, and I don't pretend to. I'm not saying that they're totally right, but when you do what liberals do and just think, oh, just because I don't like them, it makes me a good person, it never works out. And I'm glad to see social justice warriors protest the tech companies, because the tech companies are in for a rude awakening. Not only are they letting artificial intelligence do the job of humans, which is totally going to backfire within the next 20 years, Wikipedia, oh, we didn't know. Of course you didn't know, because you have artificial intelligent robots doing jobs of humans. You think that's going to work out for you long term? Give me a break. But they literally just destroy the cities that they live in and make it unlivable for the working class people, while proclaiming on Twitter that they are the kings and queens of the working class, and that you're horrible if you want low taxes, and you want the First and Second Amendment, and you want like basic standard freedoms that America was built on. You're a horrible person. Oh, you love the Constitution? You're a terrible person. Oh, you love low taxes and less like socialism, you must be a Nazi. No, the Nazis were socialists. That's not true. You can't rewrite the dictionary. I get it. You want to take the Cosby Show off television. Yeah, I'm not agreeing with anything that Bill Cosby did, but take the Cosby Show off television. Take a black family man, take that off television so people don't know about it. Take Roseanne off television. Why don't you rewrite history, take all of the good, beautiful things that people have done, even though they've made bad mistakes, erase it all. So we're all so we have no fathers, no mothers, no families, and we just run in circles pretending like we're virtuous. Meanwhile, we're responsible for the #1 homeless population on the freaking planet. I mean, it's just embarrassing. So I'm super glad to see people protesting Google, because they are the main culprits of that. And my friends, on the street are telling me, dude, I'm getting attacked and stuff more than normal. Like, what's going on in my city? I'm like, more than normal? What's going on? And I'm like, well, I don't know for sure what's going on, but do you see any police? Oh, no, there's no police for that. They don't do anything out here. It's like, I've been harassed by the police. I've been followed by the police. I've lived in a place where the police literally follow me all around. I'm not a super huge fan of police. I don't want to see police everywhere. But when you do nothing, and that's what the liberals do, they say, oh, let's put everybody in pink bow ties and let's run around the street and let's just bring in tens of thousands of refugees and illegal immigrants and not check who they are and not hold anybody accountable and blame it all on one race and tell one race that there's nothing they can do wrong and tell women there's nothing they can do wrong. How could this backfire politically? How could this backfire socially? It's going to backfire. If you continue this, crime is going to go up, poverty is going to go up, inequality is going to go up, ignorance is going to go up, hate is going to go up, bigotry is going to go up, because what you want to do, your feelings are to help people. I get it. It makes sense. Help the black community. Help the Latino community. I get you don't like white people. That's your prerogative. But help the women. I'm just saying that. That's just true. Liberals and tech people, they hate white people. But I get it. Let's help these communities. I want to help the black community. I want to help poor white people because I know they exist. I want to help everybody. But it's the way you do it, and this is ideologically why they lose every time, because they run off of emotions, they run off of feelings, and they run off of victim mentality, which just doesn't make sense statistically. So I get it. You think you're better than me. You think you love people more than me. You think you love certain communities and women more than me. You think you're the bastion of all religions, but you're not, because you're going to make life worse for all the people you're trying to save, because ideologically, it's like hypocrisy on hypocrisy on hypocrisy on delusion on delusion on delusion. And all you have to do is look at these cities. San Francisco, the king of the tech companies, is the most unlivable city in America for anybody, black, Latino, white, immigrant, non-immigrant. It's the most unlivable city unless you make $100,000. Los Angeles has the biggest homeless population in the United States, if not in the entire planet. There's literally impoverished countries that don't have 1/20th as many, people on the streets as we do out here. It's because they don't actually try to solve the problem. Everybody's a victim. Everybody needs help. Everybody needs money. Everybody needs social justice. So let me take your money, let's give it to the government, and let's assume that that's somehow going to work out. It's not working out. It doesn't work out. And this is why President Trump is successful, and this is why the social justice warriors are upset in San Francisco, because the tech companies like Google, while they claim to be the virtuous gods and they're censoring me on YouTube, and I can't make money on YouTube and you can't make money, you can't say that, you can't say that, I could say that, but you can't say that, but you can't say that, but you can't say that, but I could say this and I could be wrong and I could hate you, but you can't say that to me. And then they wonder why it's not working out, because they are the problem and they're censoring any opposition to their delusional ways. So congratulations. Very good job to the social justice heroes, warriors, leaders of San Francisco or wherever it was in the Silicon Valley that did the activism to the Google buses. Thank you for raising awareness to the fact that the liberal and democratic gods of Google are actually the biggest culprits to income inequality and standard of living in the United States. So San Francisco is the #1 most expensive city. And people, good people there, who don't work for the tech companies, suffer. And people need to realize They can't just keep blaming Trump. They can't just keep blaming Roseanne. We get it. Trump made a mistake. Roseanne made a mistake. But that doesn't ever make you a good person. Just because they said something dumb, it doesn't mean that you're not dumb. Just because I can make fun of people all day doesn't mean I'm a good person, but I'm willing to try to get to the core. I'm not just making fun of you and saying, ha ha, I'm cool and good. I'm not that great. I'm not that special. What's special about me is I'm actually not afraid to say this stuff. So my question is, let's really help the homeless population, but we have to do it. It's got to be a multi-layered approach. It's not just throw money at them, sit in our little tech echo chamber and think we're good people, even though everybody's dying on the streets. It's, yeah, help people a little bit, but also there needs to be some sort of like motivation, and there needs to be some sort of push to get people out there. I don't even give money to homeless people anymore. Do you want to know why? This is a true story. I get off the train and I see a homeless guy who's my age, okay? And I'm just like, you know, this kid, he's just my age. How can he be homeless? I feel horrible. But instead of just giving him money, I said to him, hey, man, I'll give you money, we'll get food and stuff, but I don't want to just give you money, run away. Let's chop it up. Let's see what we can do. I'll buy you a whole meal, but let's go out to a restaurant and let's eat together. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just giving them the money, I wanted, you give somebody a fish, you feed them for a day. You teach somebody how to fish, you feed them for a lifetime. I wanted to teach him how to fish. I wanted to feed him for a lifetime, not a single day. So I said, let's go get some food and let's chop it up for an hour. You know what he said to me? Not even lying to you, a homeless person I see all the time. He said, nah, bro, I'm good. I don't need it. I got my girls coming, and then this really cute Latina chick came up, and I was like, dang, his girlfriend is cute. But anyway, he had a girlfriend, and he said they were staying at a hotel tonight, so he didn't want to ruin his plans. This happened, bro. This really happened to me. So I don't give money to homeless people anymore. Is everyone like that? Of course not. But there's a strikingly high number of people who are there because it's so easy, and they'll give you money and they'll give you anything that you want. So I'm not saying to not help people, but there are thousands of people in these cities that are doing that. I've heard people that are like, yo, my cousin can go back and live with my grandma at any time he wants. He's got a house to live in, but he wants to do crack on the street. I'm not saying everybody's like that. I'm not painting a broad brush, but they don't even consider people like that. The liberal mentality is not like, hey, these are good people, but these people are criminals and doing bad things to these good people I want to save. They say, they're all good people. There's nothing that they could possibly do is wrong. Give them money and don't do anything wrong to anybody. That's how you get San Francisco. That's how you get people protesting, realizing they can't even pay rent because socialism doesn't work at an ideology level. So I'm just telling you my experiences. I'm not saying everyone else's, but I know that the homeless situation and the housing situation is a full-scaled approach where you not only got to do this and close your eyes, you got to do this, and implement the whole thing, and they don't want to do that. So once again, congratulations to the people who were protesting Google outside of their, stopping the buses and raising some awareness to, hey, you act like you're better than everybody. You act like you're better than conservatives and Trump, but you guys are really the bastion of inequality. And not only inequality in the streets of San Francisco, but inequality on the internet, inequality in America. They are literally the exact type of person that they claim to want to stop. They are every bit as ignorant and racist and hateful and discriminatory and nasty and bigoted and xenophobic as anybody that they could claim. So the hypocrisy on the left has reached an all-time high, not just with the Samantha Bee story. If you're watching this on YouTube, go back and check out the first video. If you're watching this on Facebook, thank you guys for joining. I appreciate you on my live stream. I'm going to post my links below. But the hypocrisy is all over the television, all over the media, and I want true equality, I want true peace, but we're not going to get there by literally ignoring all of this stuff. So I've said enough for today. Thank you guys for joining. I'm going to post my links below. Follow me on Instagram at DreamRare, DreamRare, Dream Rare. Follow me on Twitter at Legendary Energy. Check the links below if you'd like to support me on DonorBox. I appreciate it. It's able to fuel the movement. If you would like to support me on Patreon, it's patreon.com/raretalk. It's below the title. You heard all that good stuff. free email list. Check in the description or the comment section to sign up to my free email list. Let's stay connected. Who knows what could happen, but if I got your email list, I got you forever. No, I'm just playing, but seriously, it's nice to have people's emails to be able to directly contact you. And especially if I do a speaking thing or stuff, then I could let you know where I'm at. I appreciate we got like, a good amount of people on there. So let's keep building that. Thank you so much. Have a good day. I'm tired.